And so one day, Jesus was teaching his disciples about the kingdom of God and the many things they need to learn about God. And he was telling them about stories. He was telling them about the kingdom of God, and they were listening very keenly. They were enjoying their moment with Jesus. And so suddenly, the teacher of the law, one of the teacher of the law, came to Jesus, and he wanted to know something about the kingdom of God. And so he went slowly to Jesus and then asked Jesus, what is it I need to do to inherit the kingdom of God? And so Jesus told him, what is it written in the scriptures? What do you read? How do you interpret the Bible? And so the teacher of the law told Jesus, yes, I've read, and it is written, love your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. And Jesus told him, yes, that is very right. You have said it well. And so he told him, will you do that and you shall live? And then this guy, the lawyer asked Jesus, who is my neighbor? He wanted to know who is his neighbor. And so Jesus told him that I'll tell you a parable that will help you know who is your neighbor. And so boys and girls, story come. And he told him, one day a man was going down to Jerusalem to Jericho, from Jerusalem to Jericho, and all of a sudden robbers and thugs attacked him. Oh, they beat him, oh, so bad. They took his bag, they took all the phone, his money, his shoes, and he was left there lying almost dead, and they ran away. And so, lying down, almost half dead, and he was in pain, a priest passed by. He looked at him, and he was like, no, I cannot touch him. And he ran, and he went away and left him there lying. And so when the priest went, a Levite was passing by, and he saw this man lying, and he just looked at him, and he was like, no, there is no way I can help him. And he just went away. Wow, sorry for this man. And he was there lying down, and then a good Samaritan was passing by. He was passing by with his donkey, and he saw this man lying, and he felt pity. He felt so, no, there's no way. Who did this to you? And so he took his oil and he started rubbing him. He started doing some first aid on him. He was really sorry for him, and he was asking, who has done this for you? And he told him, it's some robbers and some thugs who have done all this. And so he rubbed some oil on him, and so he took him up, and he took him up. He was such a good man. And he took him up his donkey, and he wanted to take him to hospital, but he thought, I should take him to a hotel where he can eat, and some people should take care of him. And so they left towards the big hotel. Boys and girls, he was so much in pain. They left and went until they came to a big hotel. And so when they arrived at the hotel, and so the man took him from his donkey. He carried him, and he went into the hotel and called the ladies at the reception and told him, come help me. He's injured. He needs some first aid. And they took their first aid kit and started wiping his wounds. They started doing some other things and trying to see where he has been hurt. And so they were really sorry for this man. And this man told these ladies, you people, take care of him. And please, whatever he uses, I'll pay everything. And once I come back, I'll pay every shilling he uses. And so this Good Samaritan left this guy with the hands of these teachers, these ladies. They were the nurses in the hotel, and he left. And so these ladies started taking care of him. He was dressed on his wound, and everything that they did to him was to make him alive. And so they were so sorry for this man. And so, boys and girls, Jesus told him, what have you learned about this lesson? What have you learned about this lesson, boys and girls? This is what Jesus asked the disciples. And so, boys and girls, the two ladies took care of this injured man. He was given food, he was given water, he was taken care of until the Good Samaritan came and paid all the bills. And so, boys and girls, this is what Jesus wanted his disciple and this teacher of the Lord to learn. Number one, we need to be good neighbors. And so, are we good neighbors? And who are the good neighbors? There are people who take care of their neighbors. They take care of their the other boys and girls. They give them food. They give them clothes. When they are injured, when you're playing out there, your friend gets injured, you help her or him, and you become a good friend. And so we learn from the Good Samaritan, the parable of the Good Samaritan. We need to be good neighbors. And remember what Jesus said, that we need to love God with all our hearts, our minds, and our strength. And above all, let us love our neighbors. And our neighbors, our next door neighbors, those people we go to school with, our teachers, our friends out there, our family members. And once we become good neighbors and good friends, we shall make Jesus happy. And so, boys and girls, can we make Jesus smile? Yes. So, can we smile for Jesus? Yes. So, boys and girls, every time we become good friends and we become good neighbors, we make Jesus happy and smile. And so, from all of us, we thank you for watching us, and we believe as we go out there, we have something for you, boys and girls. Today, we are doing our life skill lesson. Are we not doing a life skill lesson? Yes. What are we doing with Almas and Precious? We are what? Baking a cake. And so, boys and girls, from this lesson we are going back to the Child Cafe kitchen, and we are baking a nice vanilla cake, and we shall enjoy after the lesson as we eat a bite, and we shall enjoy. And our injured man here, he will eat the biggest slice of cake. And so, from all of us, we say bye. Hi, boys and girls, how are you? Welcome to Child Cafe Kitchen. Boys and girls, how are you? Hi. Yes. You know what, boys and girls, today I feel so happy. You know what? Precious, Almas, and Jonathan here, they are doing a vanilla. You're calling it what?
It's called a strawberry vanilla marble sponge cake.
Sponge cake. You know the only sponge I know?
No,
the cartoon. SpongeBob. Imagine that is the only sponge I know. But today, our sponge will be a cake. And so, boys and girls, welcome to our kitchen, and we shall learn how to bake a cake. So, you need to learn for you to bake a cake for mommy, daddy, and your sister or brother. And so, Precious will take us through the menu. Is it called the menu or the recipe?
The recipe.
For us to know what we need and what is needed for a sponge pure cake. So, karibuni sana. And so, before we continue, you need to know who is in the house. Yeah. And we have Almas.
Hi, boys and girls. My name is Almas.
And we have our chef.
Hi, guys. My name is Precious.
And I have Mr. Jonathan.
Hi, guys.
And you know what? He eats the biggest one.
Oh.
So today, tunapekana kadogo. So, welcome, Precious.
Thank you. I'm going to take you through the ingredients. We have dry ingredients and wet ingredients. For the dry ingredients, we have flour, we have icing sugar, we have normal sugar, we have custard, we have baking powder, and we also have margarine, and we also have salt. For the wet ingredients, we have oil, we have vanilla essence, we have strawberry red food color, flavoring. We have jam for the strawberry flavoring. We have a packet of milk just in case the butter gets too thick. We have the eggs and we have the tools. We have a fork, a sifting sieve, we have a serving spoon, a tablespoon, a teaspoon, and the oil brush.
I thought this I can use this one for makeup.
No!
It's not for makeup.
No!
Gosh, it's for
It's for oiling the part.
I thought
the
it's
baking
for
tip.
makeup. I could have used
No.
it for my.
Oh
Okay.
Lord!
These things I don't know. Okay.
This is a cupcake tin. We have a cake tin.
Wow.
And we also have the bowls. We have 4 bowls. Okay.
And so boys and girls, now because she has showed us on what we need to have for baking, I'll leave these guys in the kitchen. I'll go watch TV as I wait for the cake to be ready. So boys and girls, karibuni sana. See, we tell them karibuni in the kitchen.
Karibuni sana.
And
Yay!
bye guys.
Woo! Bye. First, we're going to take the bowl and crack how many eggs? 1, 2, 3. We're going to crack the eggs that we can. We're going to take 2 bowls and crack the whites in one bowl and the yolks in another bowl. Please may I help you? And when you're cracking the eggs, you have to make sure that there is no yolk in the whites, or else it will not whip perfectly. You can use either a fork or a whisk if you have. Okay. In the whites, you have to add the salt so that it can firm up, so that it's not too. The eggs don't whip up very nicely if you don't add the salt. We're going to add some little salt. We're going to use a fork, not a spoon, because if you use a spoon, it will not whip up well. If you as well if you use a spoon, so it's better use a fork or a whisk. Okay, and chef, after whipping them, what will you do next? You have to whip the yolks also.
With the fork.
The white, yes, the whites.
The whites
You have to
look
see.
this way.
You have
Like
to see.
soup. So,
You have to see some bubbles.
can you add more?
Yes, but if you want it to be very bubbly, like if you want to feel the texture of the cake is a sponge, whip 1 egg at a time, so that you can get a nice texture of it.
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
When whipping, when you put the white, are you going to put the salt again?
Yes, you have to add some.
And the yolk?
very little salt. We're going to whip
Salt.
No, for the yolk you don't need some. You don't need salt because the yolk itself it's thick, and when you add salt, just like adding thickness. The whites. For today, it is going to be a very nice sponge cake, and it's also going to be marbled. Do you know what marbled means? Do the both of you know what marbled means?
No.
It means that we're going to separate the batter, and we're going to separate it into 2. That's it. You have to make sure your eggs are not rotten. My God, please make sure your eggs are not rotten. Please, I am begging you. Don't beg. Make sure your eggs are not rotten. Because if they are rotten, hey, the cake is not going to taste good. The cake is not going to taste very well. And again, I add some salt so that the eggs can come up even better. And when you whip it, you have to go into a circle formation or a zigzag formation so that it can whip up well. Okay. Can you please help me?
Chair, I have one question.
Yes.
If you mix the both, what will happen?
When you mix both of them, you have to crack all the eggs and make sure it's enough for the people. Yes, it's very good.
Can I add more eggs?
Yes, we need help you. And when cracking an egg, you can keep switching.
Or use a spoon?
Yes. Or if you want the yolk to separate. You add some very little salt. And again, I will keep begging you. Make sure your eggs are not rotten. Please. Make sure your eggs are not rotten.
Do they have a lot to do?
No. The yolk gives it the color.
By now we have put 3 eggs. Can
Yes.
we add more?
Yes. Whisk the yolk. Add another egg. And when you add another egg, make sure you add some salt, but very little salt, so that the salt cannot overpower the sugar in the cake. Please help me with the fork. Please. And make sure your fork does not have a lot of yolk. Because if you're using the same fork, make sure the yolk does not mix with the whites, because it will be very hard to get the texture that you want. Yeah. You have to whip it very thoroughly. Like.
And chef.
Yes.
So far we have put 4 eggs. 4 eggs. What are we going to do? Are we going to add more?
Yes. And when, let's say you've reached 4 or 5 eggs, you can mix the yolks with the whites. And again, salt.
In the yolk, can you use spoon?
What? Pardon?
Unaweza tumia spoon hapa.
Yes.
You have not added the salt.
I've added the salt. Hey.
If you miss,
You want to make the cake too salty. Do you want to make a salty cake?
it will be very, very bad.
Do you want also making a salty cake?
It's disgusting.
Have you ever tasted it so that you can say that it's disgusting?
Even
Have you ever tasted a salted cake? Tell me.
no.
Well, the way you are saying it.
Even
looks
nobody
very
have ever baked.
disgusting. Someone
And now,
has ever baked, but no.
and now that you have the texture that you want, this is somehow a sponge like. You can see that there are bubbles. So you add the whites to the yolk, because it will be very hard to add the yolk to the whites. And make sure you've emptied your bowl. After mixing the whites with the yolks, this is how it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to be somehow spongy, somehow liquidy, and
As
that
bubbles like so.
yes, it's supposed to be bubbly like so. And it will be, it will, you will not see, it will be very liquidy, so that it's not a must to add water or milk. But if the butter becomes too thick,
Okay.
add milk.
Add milk.
Yes.
Okay.
Or if you don't have milk, you can add. If you don't have milk, you can add water.
What's the different and the best?
It's better to add milk than water because milk will give it like a dairy taste, and it will taste more
Fresh.
dairy. Yes, and water just give it a plain taste.
Okay. Are we adding more eggs?
Yes, we are adding one more egg.
Okay. Oh.
Now this time,
Add sugar. Add salt.
add a very little salt.
And chef, after whipping them, what do you do next?
Please help me with another bowl.
The same bowl?
Yes, because in the end, we're just going to mix everything together.
At the same time.
We're going to mix everything.
Should
so,
I-
no, don't put it. Oh, okay, put it.
It's like this.
Soapy juice. No. Do you eat raw eggs? When I was little, I used to eat raw eggs. Okay. In the same bowl that you mix the eggs and the yolks, I mean the whites and the yolks, you're supposed to put. That is the margarine, but you can use butter or blue band. And
What's the best? But they are like the same.
They are almost
butter and blue band are almost the same. But if you use butter, it will also enhance the dairy taste. How it tastes is. And remember,
Is that enough?
you need a serving spoon. This is why you need a serving spoon. You also need 500 grams of this, of margarine, butter or blue band. But it matters with the kgs of the cake you're using.
Can I ask?
Yes.
How many kgs of cake are you going to make?
Let's say 1 kg. You're supposed to cut it in half. Cut it in half.
Then use 1/2.
Yes. Then take a big scoop. Do you see this scoop? Do you see this scoop? And this process, you have to ask mom or dad because it will be very hard. It will disturb you and if you feel like crying. My God. If you feel like crying, that's why you'll never bake
I'm
a
moving
cake.
to the spoon. Use the spoon.
Yes.
And I can mix it.
Yes. And you can use normal sugar or icing sugar for a butter. For me, I'm going to mix them so that you can get somehow. The icing sugar has a light taste to it, and the normal sugar gives a burst. If you taste cake and you have normal sugar, it will taste very sugary. If you put a lot of sugar.
Like putting a lot of sugar in small tea.
Yes, it's very difficult.
Maybe
And
the tea sugar.
So we're using a 250 milligram gram cup so that you can measure the sugar. For me, I'm going to do the normal sugar, half a cup.
And when baking, don't spill it.
Don't eat sugar. You will have a sugar rush and will be very hyper. Very hyper.
We're using this cup.
Yes. Ooh. It's going to be very heavy. Very heavy.
Looks like glucose.
Glucose, I think glucose is full of sugar.
Yeah, it's like the same, but the same texture.
Yes.
It's white on the color.
Please help me compare it. And why you also need a serving spoon, a big serving spoon, is so that you can crush the sugar. Because it will not have completely melted. The sugar will not have completely come into a powder.
Have you opened it?
No. Not Can I use this?
Okay, now that you have put the sugar in the margarine, we are going to you put normal sugar. Now we are going to put icing sugar. You should keep mixing until you don't feel the sugar at all.
Can I add it?
First, you put it in the cup.
Looks like glucose.
Oh Lord, it's not.
Can we even taste it? Or is
Hey,
it
no.
dry?
You're tasting it. You will taste it in the cake. When the cake is already baked. When it comes to the eggs, you should continue mixing. Not
Can I add it now?
You should continue mixing. You get it as fluffy as
That's
possible.
enough.
Yes, it's enough. You're supposed to put like half the cup.
If you put full, or you're going to bake more cake.
I've put half normal sugar and half icing sugar. So that's like a full cup of sugar. So that it does not become too much. And you also have to mix like you're
Grind or crush.
You're supposed to mix it very well until the sugar is incorporated in there.
So you should not
The
feel
margarine.
the sugar.
Yes, you should not feel the sugar.
You cannot the white. You cannot see the white if you mix well.
Yes.
And when do we mix this and this?
When after the margarine has been when the
Mashed.
sugar is completely
Disappeared.
mixed in the margarine. Okay. Then for me, I'll start sifting the flour. And today I brought my special sifting sieve because this is a sieve that I've been sifting with since like I was born. I love it so much because it sifts well and it goes through very well. It removes all the particles. You come with a cup and take some flour until we're going to use like three cups.
Full.
Yes, 3 full cups.
Not half cup.
And it will be hard. It will
Not
be
that
hard.
hard.
It will be hard to mix it.
This looks so sweet.
Don't taste it, Almas. Please don't taste it because I
like
know if you taste it, you will eat the whole of it.
Let me catch you.
And you're supposed to dump very little in it so that you can be able to sift. So
And be careful.
it's supposed to look like it's snowy. And it's supposed to look something like this.
It looks smooth.
Yes, that's how it's supposed to look. And I'm going to use my teaspoon to fill it, to add the flour into the sieve. This is where you need a lot of spoons. You need a lot of spoons so that you can be able to sieve, mix the egg, mix the butter, and the margarine.
tomato soda. Or United States.
Mount
Better.
Kenya.
Yeah, even in Kenya it snows, but not here.
But in the mountains,
Yeah.
at the top,
At the peak.
the peak of the mountain. I can go to Mount Kenya and
Or Mount
taste the
Everest.
food. Halele. Where is that?
Where is that?
Where is that? Do you know where it is?
No.
No. But in research, it's
Yeah.
the highest mountain in the world.
Ooh.
Wow.
Which country is it?
Which country is it in?
I don't know, just go and Google.
Ooh. I don't have a phone.
Or research. Ask your parents.
And
When you grow up, you do exercise so you can go and hike it.
why you need exercise to hike?
For me,
you need
Mount
to be
Kenya
fit.
is half the way.
Lord,
You need to have good feet, healthy, and eat vegetables with like not sugary and or junk food.
you will
So I
see.
should not eat a cake.
No.
You will see that the flag starts to get caught in the
Some.
yes. So you're supposed to bang it at the side. You're supposed to bang it at the side.
So
And you will see all the flour getting out.
if you do like this, what's the problem?
If I do like this,
No, like you hit like here, then here.
like this way,
Mm-hmm.
it's also nice,
Like,
but
you need to.
yeah, if you like doing that, it's your choice how you sift it. Because you can sift it freehand, you can sift it you can sift it hitting the basin itself. But I don't like that because it makes a lot of noise.
Oh, you want peace.
Yes, I like quietness. I like
Yeah.
quiet. And you can also use your hand to bang. You can also bang it against your hand so that it gets out better. And when you sift it, bang it at the table. You're supposed to bang it so that, and you will see it cracking.
Very smooth.
You will see it cracking. And that is what is supposed. That is what is supposed. That is what is supposed to happen. Because if it doesn't crack,
Just can't.
yes, it means that you've not sifted that well. It means that there are still some lumps.
Oh, mine is too soft.
Heck, now I also feel like tasting.
I'm so hungry.
Oi!
Mine is too soft.
Smushy.
Mhm.
Okay, now we mix
It
this
is all
and
over
that.
this one.
Yes, now, can you see anything white? Or
No.
It looks just
it's
Yellow.
supposed to look like this so that it means that you've mixed in everything. The icing sugar, nothing.
normal sugar.
Yes. So you're supposed to put the eggs in the margarine, right? Because it will be very hard to mix the margarine into the eggs because the eggs themselves are very liquid. They're very liquid.
Bring
Now
the fish.
you're supposed to come here. Now mix in.
I should put this here.
You should mix it very slowly. Mix it very slowly. If you put once, you're supposed to mix it.
So it can get the texture.
Yes, and it should be in a separated way.
It looks when mixing soap, the liquid soap. This
Yes.
is how it looks.
And don't worry if it looks lumpy because the margarine is hard and it's oil, so that's how it's supposed to look. When you mix oil and a liquid, the oil will not separate. Will not separate from the. It will not mix in with the liquid. So don't worry if you're using margarine or voodoo band. It will look like that. So don't worry. But if you're using butter and it looks like that, I don't know what is wrong with your butter. I am so sorry.
Expired.
But there is something wrong with your butter.
check your expiring dates before you use it.
Anything you're using to bake, check the expiry date.
Do eggs expire?
Yes, they rot.
Yeah.
That is,
After how many years?
I don't know how. They don't rot in years, in like months.
If you crush it, then it has a little space, then you put it, then you can make it.
And I've not understood anything you've said.
Let me talk it. Ukivunja mayai, tena crack naipata kashimo, tena uiweke, maybe inaweza hapo ndio inaweza rot. Au kama imekaa sana.
Let's say we cut the end.
Yeah, like vile
tume break hapo juu. Uiweke kwa hivyo inaweza rot.
Yeah, it looks like rotten. That's why they are kept separate.
If your egg is rotten, you will smell it, and the yolk will look somehow orangish, brownish, greenish.
Change color.
Yes, it will change color, and it will smell
This
very
is how
bad.
it looks.
Yes, that's
Don't worry if it looks like that. I know it looks disgusting, very disgusting. But don't worry. Don't mix it slowly, so that you don't overflow it. You don't overflow the margarine. Now I'm almost finished sieving. It has been a lot of work. Now, please help me with the baking powder.
And should the margarine look easy?
Yes, after you've added the eggs. And you see these particles? These are the ones that. This is the reason that you're sifting. This is the reason you're sifting the flour. This is powder. This is baking powder. And you're not supposed to put a lot. You're going to put a teaspoon of baking powder. Yes. How many? Just one teaspoon of baking powder will be enough. You can use. It matters with the flour that you're using. You can use self-raising flour or all-purpose flour. Self-raising flour already has its own baking powder. And all-purpose flour, it's in the name, all-purpose. All-purpose. You can use it cooking mandazi, chapati, baking a cake. Is it? Can you use it for making salad?
No.
It's purposely you said all purpose, maybe.
Then we're also going to put custard so that it can flavor the cake and it can also help the smell. It smells very nice. Very nice. Now we're going to put 2 teaspoons.
1
And wait, I love it so much. 2.
Can you remember a number?
No, it's tasteless. It's tasteless. It's tasteless.
Why in the cake it will then you have said
Just for smelling.
for the smell and the taste.
Yes, but
It's tasteless.
yes, but
Then when it's like that.
yes, when it's on its own. Then you're going to mix it. You're mixing the baking powder and the custard so that it can be all mixed together. Then we're going to mix in the flour. We're going to mix the flour. No, this is the process that you must be very patient. You're supposed to mix in the flour little by little inside the butter and the eggs with a fork, or you can use a whisk or an electric mixer. No.
There is a
Yes. Please. And you can also use the spoon so that it can be. Then put little by little. Then start mixing in a round formation. That's enough. You're supposed to mix it round and round and round so that everything.
If you mix, it looks like water with the white.
Yes. I'm going to take taste the butter so that I can know whether I need to add sugar or not. And just a little. We're going to add some icing sugar because since the butter has already been mixed, it's very hard. It will be very hard to add the normal sugar because it will be very hard to crush it. Now you add it little by little. Please help me to add it. You add little by little.
Now you have put 1 cup, a full cup. And the first time you put a half cup.
Each of them.
Yeah, that's no. Why have you put a full cup?
A whole cup for icing sugar.
Yeah.
Because it will be very hard to mix in the normal sugar.
You have to add a little bit of this normal sugar.
If I add it, it will be very hard to crush it. Crush the sugar.
It's like tiny particles.
Yes. And it will melt into the cake and it can burn. It can get overcooked.
Oh.
Please add more.
You need to add it slowly.
Yes. So that there will not be lumps in the cake.
Now, and like, what about the onion?
The oil.
Yeah.
Okay, now that you've finished mixing the ingredients, we're going to transfer the butter to another bowl. Please help me transfer it. That's enough. So that we can mix in the flavors. Now, this one, this butter is going to be vanilla, flavored vanilla. We're going to use 1.5 tablespoons, 3 teaspoons, so that you cannot taste real bitter. And for this other butter, we're going to add strawberry. We're going to add strawberry red coloring. Please mix it. And we are also going to use 1 tablespoon. Please help me. Thank you. You're going to use 1 teaspoon of it. And be very careful. Be very careful with it. It stains. It can stain on your skin. And since like 1 week.
So you need to help. Tell your parents to help you.
Yes. And for the actual flavoring of we're going to use jam, strawberry jam,
In both or
in one, so that it can look the part and taste the part.
after you finish stirring.
After you finish stirring it, you're supposed to mix it. So you see, it looks. See the thing. It matters with the flavoring, the amount of color you've put into. The deeper the color, you do not taste that good because the color tastes bitter, according to me. But I don't know if the coloring to taste sweet or salty. So now that it is finished, we're going to grab our baking tins, the cupcake. We're going to use some oil so that the cakes don't stick. We're going to put some oil into the baking tin, and don't put a lot of oil. you're going to take the brush, the oil brush, and spread it around. Spread it around. And you might have put too much oil in one of the cupcake tins, so you can transfer that oil into another cupcake tin. I'm going to add some more. And then we're also going to take the cake tin. Now this one here, it's going to be a lot of work. Let's add some more. Now, also don't put a lot in it. Brush it along. Yes, and also brush it along the sides. Along the sides. Take some flour, and we're also going to take a sieve. You're supposed to put some flour into the. You don't put a lot of flour. So that the cake does not stick to the pan. And don't put a lot, because if you put a lot, the cake itself, the outside will taste like uncooked flour, and it's supposed to look like this. Then you turn it to the side, then you take it around, so that you don't have to add oil. You don't have to add flour to the sides. And if it has not been covered, if the whole thing has not been covered, add a little bit more. And do it the same way. You sift the flour onto the baking pan, then you bang it on its side. Then do this, and the excess will have gotten out. Now, here's where the fun comes in. Remember when I told you a marble cake?
Yeah.
A marble cake. Now, this is how you make a marble cake. Take a little bit of it. It has to be like in all colors that you want. I take this. I put a little bit of it on a surface of the baking tin. Then I come back with another one. Then I mix it. I just put it like it's different spots. Pink, white, pink, white. This is how it's supposed to look. Now you're supposed to use different. Here it's supposed to be white. The other spot is supposed to be pink, or any color that you want.
Oh, so you go around it.
Yes. Here I'm putting the white.
Pink, white.
Please put the pink. Here. And it's supposed to be different spots. It's supposed to look like a giraffe, but not exactly. No, you're supposed to do that until the baking tin is full. Halfway, not full. Because if it is full, full, if it is too full, it can overflow out. And if it overflows, you don't want it to be big at all. You don't want it to be out.
So be careful.
Yes.
And if you mix it,
What if you draw a love inside it?
It will be very hard because it will. If you want it to be a love heart, it's very rare for it to be successful because it's butter. So when it bakes, it will spread, and when it spreads, it will separate. When it separates, you won't get the shape. You can be sad. Say that you never ever want to bake again.
please try if you mix. Wanna mix it or mix?
As in, I don't get the question.
Like you see, you have the pink spot, this color. Why do you not put at the same place?
I'm not putting. You're not supposed to put it in the same place because it's a marble cake. A marble cake has different colors in it. Please put the vanilla here. Then you add the strawberry in a spot where you see it's too much. Vanilla, but a strawberry spot. Add it here.
Can I add some?
Continue adding until it's half. Not yet. Just put it in one spot. It should look, if you're using white and pink, it should look like strawberry and vanilla. This is how it's supposed
Very
to look.
beautiful.
This is how it's supposed to look.
So keep adding.
It looks like strawberry and vanilla. Vanilla.
Yes.
Then now we are going to sift in the flour in the cupcake tins.
Can we keep putting?
Yes. Excuse me. Now start sifting it into the cupcakes. And remember, when the flour is too little, yes, if it has not covered the whole surface, you can add some. It looks like snow. You see? Turn it. Now it has covered the whole area. Okay. Now we're going to put it into the butter into the cupcake tins. And you're not supposed to fill it full. It will overflow. And the reason why we also put flour on the top of the surface is because when it overflows, that is where, so it does not stick to the surface. That is enough. Then you bring it down. Then you fill all of them. So now we have already preheated the oven and we've already put the big butter into the baking tin. I'm going to put the baking tin into the oven. We're going to put it together with the cupcakes. And be very careful because you can get burned. Close the oven and set it at 180 degrees to 200, and that's it. And it's going to be for 25 to 30 minutes for the cake, and for the cupcakes it's going to be 10 to 15 minutes. Meanwhile, as the cake is baking, we are going to make some buttercream. We're going to use the margarine and we're also going to use icing sugar. Now, the reason I told you to use 500 milligram margarine is because you're going to use half the margarine for the cake and the other half for making the buttercream. Now, you need a serving spoon, which is what I'm using, and you also need a muco so that you can stir it. So we're going to put the margarine into the bowl, and I'm using a serving spoon, and we also need a muco. We're also going to need icing sugar. Now, with the icing sugar, you can put as much as you want, but make sure you don't put too much because it is going to taste like only sugar. And make sure you don't put too little because it will just taste like margarine, nothing else. You put bit by bit and start mixing. Now for the mixing, we're going to use a muco. And as soon as you see the white powder disappearing, you should add more. And then after you've added it like 2 or 3 times, now is when you taste it. You're going to add a little. now we are going to test it again to see if we need to add any more sugar. Perfect. And you only need 2 ingredients. Or when the cream is too thick, you can add some water, very little, or you can also add some milk. And that's how you make buttercream. And now we are not going to use buttercream that is colorless. We are going to use some strawberry red food coloring. And don't put a lot because it will taste bitter in the buttercream. And again, be very careful with it. It can stain your skin and your clothes. You can put as much as you want, but be careful. If you put too much, it will taste bitter. For me, I like it to be a little bit more, the pink, I like the pink to be a little bit more darker, so I'm going to add a little bit. And be careful so that it doesn't spill. Continue to mix it until the color, all the color is in, folded in, and the color is the same. And now we are finished making our buttercream. We are going to the kitchen and decorate our cake. I'll see you guys in the kitchen. Bye! The cake and the cupcakes are finished baking. We are going to ice it with some buttercream. First, you're going to spread it. We're going to ice the cake with buttercream. The cake is hot, that's why it's melting, and you need to make sure that it is cooled. Ours is not yet cooled, that's why the cream is melting. And now we are going to cut the cake. Wow. looks very nice. Now I'm going to taste it. Very nice. This is very yummy. Now we have come to the end of our baking lesson. You should really try this at home. Ask mom or dad to buy for you the ingredients. And today's cake was strawberry vanilla marble sponge cake. It was a very nice experience. You should try it. Try it. I'm begging you, please try it. The results will be very nice. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, hit the notification bell, subscribe. Bye.